Hello and welcome. You're watching Revsportz. I'm Vaibhav Tripathi and with me is Debasis. We are standing right in front of the Nondescripts Cricket Club pavilion. At the same pavilion, Indian team will be here and they will be here for the only practice game that they will get on their tour of Sri Lanka, which consists of two test matches, which begins in Galle from 15th of August. In the earlier video, we have already given you the inside details of why the why NCC was picked and how the preparations are going on as far as that one of practice game is concerned, which will begin on 7th of August. But on that in that video also you must have looked at the weather around us. If you look, even if right now there are dark clouds hovering around us, and the forecast is not promising at all. If you look at the if you talk about the 3-day practice match, the forecast doesn't look promising. It begins from Friday, it will end on Sunday, and the forecast for all 3 days, rain is predicted, showers, and it can hamper India's preparations ahead of the test series, ahead of the start of the test series. Debashish, we have already discussed about this, that the pitches at this venue are said to be historically bit flat, and if we sideline the preparations of the practice, if rain arrives, then that 3-day practice will be of no use for the Indian team.
Yeah, absolutely. And it might just be, and the last thing that the Indian team would be wanting is to rain playing a spoil sport. And that might be the case because when we were traveling from Kandy to Colombo yesterday, we saw it was pouring heavily. Throughout our journey, it was raining. It did not stop. And as we reached our Nondescripts Cricket Club, in fact, yesterday when we were here, it started drizzling and covers has to be taken back, and in the main wicket, the main square where there are three pitches, it was all covered, as well as the practice wicket. So I think the last thing that the Indian team would want is to see rain, and it has been in the past. There has been insistent rains. We have been told that it has been raining in Galle as well. So things are looking a bit gloomy because this is a very, very important test series for India, not just for India but also for Sri Lanka. Because if you look at the WTC rankings, India are placed at the fifth spot, followed by Sri Lanka on the sixth.
Definitely, and as Devashish already said, that if Indian team doesn't get a practice time, because a lot of players have played a lot of white ball cricket, from white ball cricket to switch to red ball mode, this is the practice match. That is why there was a practice match in place ahead of the first match. And if they don't get enough time for practice, if the rain plays the sport, then Indian team, how they will head into that Galle test first series opener, as that there will be questions. There will definitely be questions. Already there are a lot of questions as to how India will tackle the spin threat of Sri Lanka, because generally, if you look at Sri Lanka historically, it has produced spin friendly wickets. But as of now, the weather in Colombo and weather in Galle is big concern. Yes, Devashish.
Yeah, and also I would also like to add one more point because it misses my mind, is that we don't know what the drainage facility here is. Means obviously, if it does rain, and how good the drainage facility here is, we don't know. And as we can as what we have come to know, that there are only a couple of super stoppers around. So I think if it does rain, it just might, the for the play to resume, it might just take longer.
Yeah, definitely. And why? Because it's not an international venue. And no international matches are being played at this venue. It's a home of first class matches that are being played in Sri Lanka, in Colombo in particular. So there is again, when it comes to the facilities, then it's a big
Exactly.
question.
When you talk about the facility, when you have the Sinhalese Sports Club, which is just next to the NCC, I don't know what actually was the reasoning behind having this practice game here at the Non-Districts Cricket Club. I don't know who decided, whether it was Sri Lanka Cricket or it was the Indian team's request. We have no official confirmation, but obviously, just if you look at the pure facilities wise, means obviously next to the Non-District Club is the Sinhalese Sports Club, where the Lanka Premier League matches were held. Obviously, in Premadasa these days they do not hold 3-day format or 4-day format, but obviously. What is your views, Vaibhav?
I think there was a Pisara Oval, but again, how it is, how which state is in the Pisara Oval, how that ground is currently is again is not is anybody's guess, because now international cricket is not being played at that venue as well. So again, when it comes to the preparation, why this venue is again raises a lot of question. Again, the weather will not help. If it rains, then again it will hamper the preparations. Why this venue will it remains to be seen. If the match happens, how the wicket will play,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
then we'll get to know if the wicket is a bit challenging. It has help for both fast bowlers, spinners, and as well as batters. If it's a balanced wicket, then you will not raise a lot of questions. But if the wicket is flat, as we have heard from people here at the NCC, that traditionally the flat wickets are generally being prepared here, then I think heading into that first test, it won't be an ideal preparation for Indian team, right, Abashish?
Yeah, absolutely. But talking about international venue, you since you have spoke about the P. Sara Oval, it has hosted the farewell test of Kumar Sangakkara, which I covered. P. Sara has been a test center here in the Sri Lankan capital. So it is really baffling to understand what has been the logic of having this practice game here at the Nondescripts Cricket Club. Vaibhav.
Yeah, and this will be India's first time, as we have said in the first video as well. This will be India's first ever practice match. In fact, never India has practiced at this venue. They have practiced at the indoor facility, is what Debashish told me during the World Cup, but they have never practiced at this venue. Australia has done it. New Zealand has done it, according to the NCC people, but India has never done it. So how it remains to be seen. We will continue to build up to that one of practice game here in Colombo, and whatever Indian team will do, will obviously provide you all the updates down from ground zero. So stay tuned to Revsportz for everything related to the India Test series. Thank you.
For India's best multi-sports coverage, your platform is one, and that's Revsportz. So like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I think by now you know that we will be everywhere in different parts of the world and bring you on-ground reportage. As I said, your best multi-sports coverage on Revsportz, your favorite destination.